Mine is a reaction to a person who is a very close friend of mine. He's a personal friend. He's called Samuel Dungu, but a lot of people know him. Less, less than 3% know his real name. People know him as Juakali. He was the first MCA for Riruta Ward. He's very good, and he usually consults me on issues as a politician, and is a very close friend of mine. But however, I just wanted to talk about his conviction. I want to talk to, women have no age. Women have no age because you can find a woman getting married to a man who is the same age as her father. She can get married to a man whose children are her age mates. I know of so many cases where two girls are close to each other and one ends up being married by the father of the other one. What of men? Men have ages, because you cannot marry a woman who is even 1 day older than you. And if you do, imagine if you marry a lady, if a man marries a lady who is 1 week older than him, and in the same locality, there is another man who has married a lady younger than his last born, you'll find people talking about this man who has married a woman who is 1 week older than him. So, women have no ages. Men have ages. But I want to say this. I want to address both men and women. I want to address women who get married to people who are old enough to be their parents, or people old enough to have had children of their age. Please, if the man you want to get married to, or the man you want to have affairs with, he's of the same age set with your father or your parents, or on the other side, he has children or ought to have children of your age, kindly leave. Psychologically, morally, mentally, and whatever, there is an age limit. For example, through my study, I have studied that it is good for a man to get a woman who is, if the woman is very old, she should be 5 years younger than the man. And if the woman is very young, 15 should be the maximum. It should be, the man is older by, and 15 should be in exceptional cases. Otherwise, it should be 5 to 10. But exceptionally, 15. I'm saying so because I'm older than Huatengeres by 14 years. But the truth be spoken, except for exceptional cases, try to get a woman who is slightly younger than you, so that by the time you age on together. I have seen challenges, and those are the challenges that make me record this. The first thing is that if you are in your 40s and you marry a girl, her children, who are also your children, are of the age group of what is supposed to be your grandchildren. So you'll find that emotionally and whatever, you and your wife will not rhyme properly. But your wife and your children, the children you had with her, they'll rhyme more than you. And this brings out challenges. The other thing is that women enter adulthood very early, but leave adulthood very late. My observation throughout the decades, I've noticed, like Huatenge's children, all of them are dead, but their wives, I can count. There is Auntie Leah, there are 3 Aunt Mamas who are still there. So my study is that if you take a man and a woman who are born the same year, averagely, the man dies 10 years earlier than the woman. The man dies 10, or let's say 12 years earlier than the woman. That is why when you go around, you find that there are so many widows, but we have very few widowers. Men, once men reaches 65 onward, they can die anytime. If you go around looking for men who are 70, 80s, they are very few. But if you look for people who are 90 and above, those are women. So, even though the woman whom you are born with will enter into marriage or anything earlier than you, but you as a man will leave this world ahead of the woman. Now, as I said, for example, I said that a woman dies 12 years after the man, on average. And I said a man marries a woman who is 12 years younger than him. What am I saying is that after the man has died, the woman has 22 years to live on this world. Just do your research and you'll come back and say to me. Lastly, there is no connect. If you find yourself in the 40s, 50s and whatever, and you want to marry either for the first time or you want to remarry through divorce, through you want to get a second wife, or through widowhoodship, look for a mature lady of around your age group. That one you'll emotionally be. Imagine if you are in your 65 and you come back home, you get your wife has been talking to people, a man for 1 or 2 hours. For that age group, you are not worried. But take yourself to be 65. You enter your house at unannounced. You find a young man there who's around the same age as your beautiful bride. Let's say they are both 30-30. I tell you, even without anything, you start suspecting. That one makes you unsure. Or such a young man comes to visit. Maybe he was a classmate of your wife, and he comes to visit you. I've seen that. Let me be frank. It happened to my cousin. Her mother and my father are sisters, a brother and sister. And her name, she has the same name as my sister who follows me. I went to visit her in Bungoma. She was married to somebody who was working with a bus company. She introduced me as a mtoto wa mjomba. The man was, the comment he made was, damu ni moja, sura ni tofauti. And you see, her mother is the elder sister too. And when this fellow wanted to leave us, you know, we were talking about home. But everything we were talking, the man there would believe that we are talking in a coded manner. Then when he left, went and said, oh, I've forgotten my kofia. He took his cap, put it on. When he went, he came back, he said, I've forgotten my walking stick. He went and came back and said, kijana, 20. So, and that is what happened to my friend. You see, his wife was old enough to be his daughter. And you see, when she socializes, there are things like this rapping. Our age, we used to have kina Bob Marley. They have this. So you find that the nice woofer you have had in the house, your wife has gotten her classmate, a Platonian friend, and they are enjoying that music. You become mad. But if you reach ages like ours, you meet anybody. And you can even enter the house. The wife says, by the way, Baba Nani, Baba Lando, we used to be classmates with him. Oh, you used to be classmate? Yeah. Oh, but okay, Mama Lando, can you allow me to go so that you catch up? But I know even when we were young, if that classmate would have come, those first few years I would not have allowed him to be near Mama Lando. But then the tension becomes even more if the man is old enough to be a parent to both the classmates, his wife and his wife's classmate. So to elders, wazee, if you are to remarry, tafuta mzee mwenzako.